Hello guys, welcome back to the Stanley Parable. And okay, so like the guy that at the start, he said that he was leaving until I find him.
This is the story
I have
of
no
a
idea
man
what that
named
means.
Stanley. Stanley worked for a
I don't need to watch that. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There's
Stanley
some things I
decided to
have
go
to
to
do.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply a good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Alright. By the way, before I
Stanley
ended the
clutched
video
the bucket
yesterday,
tightly to his
it
chest
actually started
and
saying
entered
something
the
else,
door on his
like
left.
I need a bucket to make all my decisions. So I probably shouldn't have ended it too soon. Okay. Where's the last Stanley figurine?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Alright, so like the thing I want to do. Alright, I think it's 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
4,
Crushed
5.
by the
How do
weight
I
of this,
remember
but
this?
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, so I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to go back up. I want to see his reaction. If I can't go back up, I'm going to turn the system on with the bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Back up.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Back to the loading screen. Alright. I want to see the number 3.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over.
Yeah, and then I go back down.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
And then I'm gonna go back up. Okay.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel.
Not going to the loading screen.
He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Okay, now I am. And no, I actually can't go back down now. You know what? Okay, I'm going to press
Here we go, said
3.
Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth
I go
and
back
passion.
down now.
He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He
I'm
told
going to wait
stories
until I
through
can
the
actually
number
press it.
3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of
then.
dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Let's go ahead and go back down.
Stanley and the
Then I'm
bucket
gonna
were
go back
so
up.
close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's?
I don't know.
The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
How much loading screens do I have to go through for this? And back up. You say nothing about this?
Said Stanley.
Oh, you do?
I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided
okay.
right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when
Or am I going
pressing
higher
it.
than I'm supposed
Then
to?
the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye
And
that
here I
the
go.
bucket would finally understand Stanley's work. For
Okay,
months he
now I gotta
advertised
go
and
over here.
marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be
Live on
refined a
stage,
single
all eyes
measure
on.
further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
World peace, baby. Okay. I'm going on stage. To stage 33333. 427.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one. There was no one here.
What?
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak.
Come
To
on.
listen to him talk about what it really means.
You
to
should
press
all
the
come
number 3
here.
on the keypad over and over.
You don't understand
He
how
was
it feels.
unloved, uninteresting.
Okay.
He was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection.
Okay.
No
I'm
deeper
just gonna
understanding.
slowly walk off stage.
The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect
Okay.
between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no
Okay,
more
go back.
long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends.
Oh no.
And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Nah. Okay. No one cares about my performance. I don't really care anymore.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Okay, take the bucket.
The embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Stanley clutched
There's
the
like
bucket
another
tightly
way I
to
go
his
that
chest
I'm
and
curious
entered
about.
the door on his left.
Okay. Okay, so across from the office, there's another office.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
This one. Is this like a whole ending? Okay, well, I can go up or down. Up. I'm curious, what's up here? Why does the music say my name? I like this music. Can I just like keep going up? I'm also curious what happens if I go down. This music just reminds me of the Finesse Scooter Boost music. And this album's over. Hurry up. There we go. What? Did all that for no reason. Time to go down. Yeah, I guess you literally can't go down or up. Alright. What happens if I just keep spamming it? Alright, whatever. Time to go turn it on with the bucket in my hand.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Now I'm going down. Loading. Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Wait. Alright. And I'm going to press this.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Across here. And security camera.
Monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Okay. And the elevator.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
Hurry up.
At this point, he could trust no one except
for
the bucket.
I can't see. You're there.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror.
Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim
Oh,
the
no.
power for itself? How could
Of
the
course.
bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when
No.
suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly birds.
Okay.
The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Okay.
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
The same live streams.
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley
I'm going to watch this.
was happy.
What is it doing? Okay. So, I know there's something you can do in this. Just wait. I have to, I want to go get the bucket for this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
You gotta climb up here for this. Alright, this is kinda hard. Alright. Well, okay. Yeah, I have to do that one. This one. Come on.
Mom, I got you a biscuit when you get ready to get up.
I did it.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
I would never yell
No,
at the bucket.
said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You
I would never yell like that.
Hey, bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley
I
screamed
like how he
and
tries
screamed
to
and
voice act me.
screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power.
What?
Its fangs glistening like...
Boss battle?
My God, Stanley, you
What?
did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power.
Wow.
Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power.
Why
I'm
is there so much
speechless.
blood?
You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket,
No.
nor the dark magic
I want
cast
to
away
destroy it in
inside
the
of it.
bucket destroyer. Oh. No more bucket, I guess.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is
go.
a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
It's time I destroy the bucket once and for all.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left
This
to
way?
go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I'm gonna go. Okay.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Okay.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we
I don't
care
have
about
any
you very
friends.
much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
You're
The
saying
bucket isn't even
my
from
friends
the
is
original
this
Stanley
this
parable.
baby,
It's just sequel
my
content.
fake wife,
We're the ones
and
that matter, Stanley.
a
Classic
TV,
characters
and
from
a
the
pencil
first
sharpener.
game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
They do.
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story
really.
involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans... Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley's
Not really.
addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back
Okay.
then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley?
I don't want to, but I have
We
to.
need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all
Shut up
along.
and open
Don't
it.
you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
Destroy
Surely
the
you don't
bucket.
need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Alright.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that
Literally
you
not
give it
even
the
letting
bucket.
me.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is
Alright.
all it knows. That is its
Come on,
singular
let me destroy it.
personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying,
Come on.
how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of
not
beloved
even
Stanley
letting me.
Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for
Yeah,
after
this thing's gonna explode.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic
I'm good,
Stanley
I
Parable
guess.
gag. characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans.
You can't destroy
Give
it.
the fans what they want. Hurry
And it exploded. Oh, him. Yeah.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things.
I'm going to have to go down
spellbinding
for a
stories
minute.
about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you
I know
were
where
here,
I'm gonna go.
you were magnificent.
Alright. There we go.
Mama, do we got drinks? Mama, do we got drinks? Do we got drinks?
Now he's gonna have some kind of new dialogue. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, wait. So nothing changes? Okay. Well, I'm gonna forget the bucket this time.
When
Fine.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay,
Wow.
and now I'm going
Yes,
to go this way.
this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible
I'm
he
good at it.
wasn't
What are you
5
talking about?
years ago.
Okay, time to go that way.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
You are.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Okay.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? What?
Yeah.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
I
Let me
should try
prove
opening
that I'm
all
on
these
your
doors.
side. Give me a chance. Now listen
All right.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked, and there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Let's go.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
Wow,
And
not
now
gonna
we can
reward
go
me?
to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Wow. Alright, so he's gonna tell me to enter the red door, I think.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that
Yeah.
I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
Nope.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running
I
and
thought-
running
I
and
thought you
running,
were
just the way
supposed
you're
to be-
doing right now. Don't you see that it's
I
killing
thought
us,
this was the
Stanley?
right way.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think,
No.
well, I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Where's the loading screen?
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just
yes.
stay right here, right in this moment with this place.
So there's a door right
Stanley,
here.
I feel. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
Nah, I'm going
we'll
up
lose
them.
all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
I'm good.
Please, Stanley, think. No!
I'm live.
No.
I'm gonna do it again.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Alright.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
No.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Yep.
Am I reading the situation correctly?
You are.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know
Yeah.
anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Alright, up here. And back down again.
Is it over?
I died.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Yeah, everything. No!
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Alright. Alright. Down here.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, I had no idea of how many of them would find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Ooh, what's that? Okay. Alright.
And here was a second Stanley. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
I think I see? No. Can I go through the event now? Yeah.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
The understairs. Guy, like, literally dying over here.
Hey, that's exactly
Let's go.
right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything. Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh,
no,
well,
we did not.
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
No, it didn't. Oh my God.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Where is it? How you found it? By the narrator. What's that over there? It's Mini Stand 5. Alright. You found it behind the boss's office. Thanks for watching. Alright. Dang, everything's by a narrator. And only one thing's
Takes you
about
back, doesn't it?
by
I
Stanley.
spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Alright. Over here. Yes,
And then,
where I found the last
then we came
Stanley.
to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Red door.
And then there was no more.
Why?
Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Okay.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Okay. I can't move. Help. Please. I will begin the game again. So save me. Okay. Well, I guess I do begin. No, I'm going to wait. Come on. Am I stuck? Okay, fine. There we go. I need to... Will I go through the same thing? Alright, yeah.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those
and I have to rewatch this whole thing.
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the Memory Zone?
Oh, yeah.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I like the Memory Zone. Okay, and down here. Over here.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then,
Good times,
we had no
I
idea
guess.
how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain?
I don't know.
So innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
I can't get them again.
Yeah, you know what, honestly, dude, Uberjack emo is everything I want to be in life.
And here was a second Stanley.
How'd you get there?
You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the
Hold on,
warehouse.
I took a
You did
different
that,
way.
Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I
mean
had
there
no
was
faith
another
in you to
way?
find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Let me do the vent. Oh, yeah.
That's surprising to me.
Okay, let's do a
My
little
third
quiz.
one.
Which of these
Or fourth,
rooms
okay.
was the room
This is
you found
different.
your
I think
third
under
mini
stairs.
stand? Can you remember?
Oh, yeah, it's under stairs, yeah. Okay, so
Hey, that's
So,
exactly right.
yeah.
It was here under the stairs. It
Yeah.
was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that,
what happens
you
if I
had
just
three
choose
of
the
them.
wrong one?
I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
You could have freaking different endings somehow.
Let's
Okay.
see. What came next?
Honestly,
Oh, yes,
I
we
have never
found
found a
figure in this
stand
pink
in.
room.
I've never
Bro.
found
I
a
can't
tiny
actually say
stand
I
in here. So
remember
what are you
being in this
talking
room,
about?
But it's here in the
Bruh.
memory zone, so it must have
Hey,
happened.
this way. Oh, I have to go through that whole video again.
This was the fifth mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the
Okay,
occasion.
play the stupid
Enjoy.
video.
What?
What's that over there? It's a mini stand 5. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Okay. I'm the only thing that has my name
Takes
is
you back, doesn't
Starn.
it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
This way. And mini stand sits over here.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red
right
and blue
here,
doors.
yeah.
This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Yep.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly
Let me go through the door. Okay, this door. Okay.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move
That is-
onward into the future. Goodbye,
Okay.
memory zone.
And you're gonna stop loading.
I'm
not gonna get stuck this
I'm
time.
not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines?
I guess.
Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Let's do it.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I want more.
Okay. This way?
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah. Do not. You're replaying it super fast. I didn't want to see it anyway.
I love that video.
This is not where we found another stand.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
We found it in the boss bathroom. Okay. And then we go downstairs.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
I want to go this way. I have no idea what's over here. Oh, okay. Nothing, I guess. And time to go up here.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I
Yeah.
remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
And
this
over
is
here.
it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there?
Wait, we're not going again, right? Collect them all. Oh, I'm back here. Okay, it's time to jump it down the endless hole over and over again.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally
What do you mean?
I remember hating it.
That's my favorite thing.
But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually... Oh, yes! The two doors! Who could have forgotten that?
Okay.
Classic memory, this one.
Oh, it's my office.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
No.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Nothing came before my office.
I'm remembering something now.
Oh,
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness.
Then you used to be Stanley?
Somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy.
Okay.
And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected
and I don't even listen to your
Why
decisions.
Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's
I don't know.
it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling this story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
So I guess I get ended right now then, I guess.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Okay then. I'm going to not bring the bucket, I guess? No.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? I
don't think anything changes.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
I'm just gonna end the video off. Wait. Gotta go check something.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
Okay.
How deeply touching.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna end the video off here. Just like I'm trying to wait for the lung to get overheard. Just in case something happens. Okay, so I guess I'm going to end the video off here. See you guys in the next one. Bye.